Inside was a small, dusty room, no larger than a closet. In the center of the room, resting on an old wooden table, was a human skull. It was discolored with age, its empty eye socket staring blankly into space. A strange chill ran down my spine as I stood there, staring at the thing. I don't know why I did it, but I reached out and touched the skull. The moment my fingers brushed against the cold bone, I felt a sudden rush of air, as if the room itself had exhaled. The temperature dropped sharply and a low, distant moan echoed through the walls. I pulled my hand back, heart racing. It was just a skull, just a stupid old skull. But deep down, I knew something had changed. That night, the screaming began, and it started just after midnight, a high-pitched, agonizing wail that seemed to come from everywhere and nowhere at once. I sat up in bed, frozen with fear, as the sound echoed through the manor. It wasn't human, that much I was sure of. It was something else, something ancient and filled with rage. I ran to the door and flung it open, but the sound only grew louder. The very walls seemed to vibrate with the force of the scream, and I could feel the floor tremble beneath my feet. I stumbled through the halls, desperate to find the source, but no matter where I went, the screaming followed. Finally, I found myself standing outside the door to the west wing. The skull. It had to be the skull. I had touched it, disturbed it, and now it was angry. The door to the small room was closed, but the screaming was louder here, as if the skull itself was crying out in rage. I pressed my hands against my ears, but it did nothing to muffle the sound. I had to do something. I had to stop it. I burst into the room, my heart pounding in my chest. The skull was there, still sitting on the table, but now it seemed different. The air around it shimmered, and the shadows in the room twisted and writhed as if alive. The scream was deafening now, a constant piercing wail that rattled my bones. Without thinking, I grabbed the skull and lifted it from the table. The moment I did, the screaming stopped. I stood there, trembling, the skull heavy in my hands, and for a moment, I thought it was over.